begin. I am a teacher of English, a relocator mentor for the year 2020, Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert since 2020. I am a TOT by the British Council. I am a fellow from the EUC. I am TESOL by Cambridge. Today's session, inshallah, I'm going to introduce 10 ways to engage participants in teacher training. Inshallah, if you want to engage your participants in a presentation, you have to use these steps. First, balanced instruction. There is a rule called 20-80. What is meant by 80-20 or 20-80? This means that the teacher has to talk 20% and the students talk reaches so the students do more than the teachers. So here the teacher acts as a facilitator, not a dictator. There is another technique called questioning techniques. Means to ask questions all the time and all the students and the participants to give them a lot all the time. Design for difference. When you plan to make a presentation or to do even a class, your lesson plan, you know that we have different learning styles in our class. So you have to design your lessons for all different learning styles. You know, we have auditory, kinesthetic, visual, and there are many different learning styles. So we have to vary the activities to reach all our students' needs and interests. Okay? Critical thinking. One of the techniques is to give the participants or the students a problem and let them think out of the box. So, and they get their own solutions. Practice, do, and create. Always give them something to do, some activities, something that they can do with their hands. Because we know that when students do things or participants do things by themselves, they learn more. Authentic materials. Always use authentic materials, real materials. Your own, ask them to bring theirs to the class so they can feel familiar with these things and got interested in the session. Make sure to make a comfortable environment. It is very important thing that you use warm language. Try to make a good rapport with your participants. Allow their participation to participate all the time and build good community with them. Also, there is another technique called collaboration. You can divide the groups that they can make individual or in pair or in groups. When you make it in groups, give a task, assign a task for everyone in the group to let them engage. One will be the timer, will pick the time. One will be the writer, one will be the presenter or the speaker, one will be the writer, and so on. Every one of the group has a task and a role to do. Choice and responsibility. When you give them a task to do, give them voice and choice. Let them choose what they are going to start with. Whether you are going to start with a novel or poetry, so give them the choice. When they choose something by themselves, they feel comfortable and this allows them to be engaged in the lesson. When they feel that they have a voice and they can choose, they have allow discussion in the class. And give them responsibility. Every day in the class, choose a responsibility for everyone. One will be a distributor for the copybooks, one can take the attendance, and so on. So give them and change the responsibilities from day to day to let them be engaged in the class. Reflection, always take feedback by the end of the lesson or the class and listen to their feedback. This is a very useful technique for the students and for you as a participant or a leader. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you tell us an example of the authentic material?
Authentic material. You can ask them if you are, for example, you are teaching them fast simple. You can ask them to bring some photos for themselves in the past, and you can use them to talk about the past, or use two. You can use these photos. You can use some newspaper magazines. You can ask to bring some clothes if the lesson is about clothes or colors. You can allow them to bring some clothes from their home, and they can wear it, and they can say, I'm wearing a red dress, I'm wearing blue trousers, and so on. So you can relate the lesson to the things, their authentic things, authentic materials. You can use, if you are teaching food, so you can ask them to make fruit salad, and they can do it in the class with real fruits in the class, or salad, real salad in the class. As we have in Connect 5, just basbousa. They can do the basbousa. They can do the basbousa. My students did the basbousa this year by themselves. And it was great. So when this is authentic material.
Did you eat it? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I give my students
Choice and the choice.
yeah, we all get confused because they start choosing things that might not be the best for them, and then I start to try to convince them that let's do something different.
So the best solution here, you can make voting. When I am in your shoes, I make voting. The rest,
Yeah, or do some, or do as we mentioned in the morning in my session. You know, give them a list of things that you want them to choose from.
Wow!
And ask them to choose. Yes. So you are giving them the choice. They will feel that they choose, but you are restricting them in a list.
It becomes dictatorship.
Yeah.
I like that.
when I
In a
choose
sneaky way.
between two, so and the number is near, I make voting.
Yeah.
And the voting.
In a sneaky way. Yes.
Yes.
They really do not accept
You always should give them the responsibility that they're going to choose, but what you want them to choose. That's it. Just to give them a list to choose from, but they will feel that they already did something at the
I
end.
do something different. Sometimes I let them choose and then say, no, we're doing this. And they start giggling and laughing.
Yeah.
We go ahead with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, thank you.
It's fine.
I hope you
Most of-
enjoyed
it's
the
amazing.
10 ways to engage your students and your participants in a presentation.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Most of-